Welcome to this tutorial. In this video we will see VLOOKUP function and its different variation. Let's start with basic VLOOKUP. Here in column J we need to get data for the year 2020 and in column H we need to get data for 2019. So this 2020 and 2019 are nothing but the lookup data which we will get it from our table which is from A3 to D14. As you can see, the common factor between these two data is fruits, so that is our lookup value. Now in the VLOOKUP formula, lookup value can be to the left side from where you write the formula, or to the right side of where you write the formula. But the lookup value in the table reference, it has to be to the left side, because VLOOKUP function gets data from the right side of the lookup value. It doesn't get the data from the left side of the lookup value in the table reference. Let's see how it works. Here first we will get data for 2020 equal to VLOOKUP. So here my lookup value is to the right side of my formula cell. So I'll select I4, comma, table array is A3 to D14. I will freeze this table array because when you copy and paste this formula to another cell, my table reference will not change. And you will see in this table reference, my lookup value, the fruits, different type of fruits, is on the extreme left, which is column A. Now I'll write comma, column index number. Column index number is nothing but the column from which you want to get data. In our case, it's column C for the year 2020. So I'll write column number 3 because it starts from A, B and C. So it's column number 3. Then comma, then 0 for true and 1 for false. You can either mention 0 or true or 1 or false. Bracket close, enter. And I will drag this down. Let's get data for 2019 as well, but in this case here our lookup value is to the right side of our formula equal to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is I4, comma, again we'll select the same table A3 to D14. Here again our lookup value is in the extreme left, which is column A in our table array. As I said before, the lookup value can be to the left or right side of from the cell in which you write the formula, but in the table array which you select, it has to start from our lookup value, which is on the extreme left. I will freeze this, comma, column index number here will be column number 4, which is column D. So I will mention 4, comma 0, close bracket, and I will drag this formula down. So this is our basic VLOOKUP function. Now let's move to another variation, which is VLOOKUP and match function. This function is for making VLOOKUP more dynamic. Here we will use match function to get the column reference number. So we'll not mention manually 1, 2, 5 to get the column reference number, but we will instead use match function to get the column automatically. So here in this one I would like to have data for year 2019 and for the fruit nectarines. Let's use VLOOKUP and match combination to get this data equal to VLOOKUP. This you can say is kind of two-dimension data, since you have two different factors through which we will get our data. So VLOOKUP, then lookup value will be nectarines, comma, lookup table array. So this table array will be A1 to D12. I'll phrase this, comma, and here I know D20, D9, sorry, column D is 2019 data, so I can select 4 over here, but instead I will use match function. So I'll write match to make it dynamic, comma, lookup value will be here h4, which is the year, comma, lookup array I will select from a1 to d1. I will not select from b1 because it will give me a wrong data. I need to select from a1 to d1 from where my actual data or the table array started. So a1 to d1 I will freeze it, comma, 0 for exact match, close bracket, comma, again 0 and close bracket. Here you can see for Nactrins in 2019 the data is 1809371. I'll change the year to 2021 and you have 468853, 468853. So this is our two-dimensional or VLOOKUP and match function. Now let's go to another variation, which is VLOOKUP, choose and match function. This is a bit more complex. You can say it is three-dimensional data because now here we have three different factors to get our data. So let's see our data first. Here the data is divided into three different table for three different years and quarter wise. So now I would like to see my data for the fruit, which is lemon, for quarter 4 and for year 2019. So I have three different factor here. That's why this is three-dimension VLOOKUP function. In this we will use choose and match function to make it more dynamic. Let's start with the formula equal to VLOOKUP. Lookup value will be lemons, comma. For table array we will use choose formula, so that we will have three different table array as per the three different here. So I'll write choose bracket open. Here I will mention first if, because we have three different here. So if is the year 2021, we will have a different data table array. If it is the 2020, we have a different table array. So if, now we'll select I5 where I mentioned the year. So if I5 is equal to 2021, which is my first year, the first table array, comma, value if true is 1. Now what this 1 stand for, I will tell you in some time, comma, another if for another year, if again I5 is equal to 2020, comma 2, then comma 3, because we only have 3 years. So I will close the bracket for the second if and I'll close another bracket for the first if. Then comma here. Now we came back to the choose formula. So I need to mention the value 1. So this 1 stand for value 1, this 2 stand for value 2, and this 3 stand for value 3. So what will be the value 1 in case of 2021, which is a table array? So I'll select from A3 to E7. So this will be my table array if the year is 2021. Okay, I will freeze it, comma. Now if it's the year 2022, which is value 2, I will select the table array from A11 to E15. I will freeze it, comma. Now for the last year, which is 2019, which is value 3, I will select from A19 to E23. I'll freeze it, I'll bracket close, since all the 3 years are done, 3 values are done, so the table arrays are done, comma. Now column index number, and we will use match function here. Match lookup value will be the quarter, which is I6, comma, lookup array I will select here row 2, which is A2 to E2, and I will freeze it. Since my row column headers are constant for each 3 years, I can select from A2 to E2, comma, 0 for exact match, bracket close, comma, another 0 and bracket close. enter. Here you can see for Q4 2019, let's go to 2019 Q4 and lemons. This is the data 2401875. Let's change my year to 2021. I'll make it Q1 and I'll change it to apples. So apples 2021 and Q1 is 3032674. So this is our three-dimensional VLOOKUP. Let's go to another variation. This is the multiple criteria, or you can say you have multiple lookup value to get your data. In this table from H3 or sorry H3 to K7, here the table is in rows and column format, where in the column you have years and in rows we have fruits. But our table or the data set from which we will get our data, it's in row format, or you can say vertical format. Here the years are mentioned in the rows and not in the column. So here what we have done is I have added one column, a combination column of fruits and year. So I have used formula for that, A2 and B2. So now let's do this VLOOKUP and try to get this data for multiple lookup value. Equal to VLOOKUP. Now the lookup value here will be first grapefruit, and you will mention and equal to, sorry, not equal to, and select this year. So we have two different lookup value and we have combined it into one. Then comma, here our table array will be from this combination column, which is C. So I will select from C1 to D13. I will freeze this, comma, our index number, column index number will be 2 because it starts from C. So C and D is second. 2 comma 0 close bracket, enter. But before I copy and paste this formula in other cell, I will do some changes so that my cell references and the table references will not change. Here H4, I will freeze column H. I'll write $sign before H because when I copy and paste it down the formula to row number 5, 6 and 7, it will change only H5, H6, H7. My column will remain constant, which is H. And here for my year, I will freeze the row. So I'll put $sign before 3 so that when I copy paste this formula to another column to J and K, it will be still J3 and JK, my row is constant. So that's why these are two small changes. First I will freeze my column, and in second I will freeze my year. Now let's copy and paste this formula, and here you have your data. So these are some variation of VLOOKUP function. Hope you like it. Thank you for watching.